What's up, guys? This is JTQ9 of Ssx-1, and welcome back to the channel. Season 46, War number 9 against NEXT. Always a tough battle. I think these guys are right next to us in the top 10 Masters bracket, so this is a very important war for our placement. And we're back at it again. We're back at it. We're hoping for a clean war, but foreshadowing again, this is not a clean war. So, I kind of hinted at the last one that I had a Titania fight that was coming up, where I explained kind of how I should have taken the fight, and didn't work. So anyways, we'll get to that as we go. But in the meantime, I've got this Atumo Ashuri. Very, very, well, I'm going to say no fight is really easy these days. I mean, you make one mistake and you're dead, even with an R3. But in this case here, I was very, very happy with how clean this was. The idea here is to kind of bait the SP1, counter it. Sure, he doesn't take any kind of the Thorns damage or the Hydro damage or whatever you want to call it. Again, throw the SP1s, make sure your shocks are up, turn your shots into crit shocks, and then go ham, basically. Speaking of ham, we're going to move on to this next one with the Spider Ham. And this fight here was just embarrassing. Just embarrassing. I don't know what happened on this one. This was just a mental lapse. So I hesitated to throw my SP1 right away, which gave me some... oh my god, and then I take a heavy to the face. And then I take an SP1 to the face, and he's unblockable. And then I throw an errand SP1 in. This is probably one of the worst... Like, I've taken a lot of bad fights this season. And I'm going to say this is probably takes the cake. He's unblockable, and then he throws the SP1, and I don't know what happened. I don't know why I couldn't dex out of the way, or I didn't move, or anything like that. But I took a death. I took a death. And it's so frustrating with the way this season is going that, like, you're going to see kind of the next step. And again, I'm looking at, yeah, so Masochism was there, and this and that, which is why he went blockable. So, obviously, I figured it after with the... to kind of not parry and bait that. But again, it's I don't even want to say it was in the preparation, because it could have easily been salvaged just by throwing that another SP1 into him. Look, so right there I learned from the last one. I throw the SP1 and watch how fast this fight's over. Like, he literally has no health, so he doesn't go unblockable, and you just kind of pound at it. That would have brought me to another SP1 right away, and he would have been dead. Like, it's just fights like that. It's just frustrating. Like, well, are there any fights that you guys have done this season that where you're just like shaking your head at the end of it and being like, what the hell happened? But anyway, I'm rewatching this again. I know I died to it, and I'm rewatching again, and I was just extremely frustrated watching that. But anyway, so at least it makes for interesting videos, I suppose, where the more popular ones are the ones that I tend to die in. Anyway, so in this fight here against Absman, I had the option of taking with an R3 Torch or my Ascended Sandman. I elected to go with Sandman because Absman has been my curse the last 2 seasons. He's always been frustrating, and at least in this situation, I was able to get some Petrifies on. The idea in the strat... Well, just to reverse the healing. Sorry, let me finish that thought. The idea is always to try to counter his SP1 or specials to get his form down. But I didn't want to take any chance, so I knew as soon as the fight starts, so I threw the the PS1, my god, I can't even talk, Advanced Power Boost. I threw his SP1 right away to get the Petrify up, because once you get the Petrifies up, kind of, that node, he doesn't gain as much power, he can reverse the healing and stuff, it just makes the fight a lot easier, so that was kind of the strategy on that one. And then heading into this Domino and EMP, I think I've taken it 4 or 5 times this season, multiple times last season. The idea is, again, to try to just do smaller combos. Kind of don't get hit by the specials. Get the crit shocks up. You know, make sure they stay up with the SP1 or with the heavy, because she will gain some power as you go. And then don't die to the SP2 like you've done in the past. Hold the block. And then, just like that, the fight's done. So I've gotten very, very comfortable with that fight. Domino, I've with the exception of that one time on that, I don't even remember what war it was, she's been able to go down really, really quickly for me. So that's what's been good. So Happy with that. Now we're going to this Titania fight. This one here worried me, especially after the last one. I got some good advice in our chats on how to take it, and the strategy was kind of because I have the white mags pre-fight on, I could parry. The idea was to do a light medium combo, and then parry heavy and then repeat. And that's not what happened, because every time I would do that, or try to do something like that, it seems I was still getting the charges on, which would push her to the SP2, and then you're going to see the amount of damage that happens. So what I should be doing in this situation, which I haven't been doing, is that when I get to the... I'm not take shots to the face like that, but right now, like as she's about to potentially throw a special, well there I did throw the heavy, but I'm blocking instead of letting the untouchable do its thing. So there's a lot to dissect, a lot that goes on in this fight. You have to pay attention to her counter, you have to try to pay attention to the shocks that they don't fall off, trying not to take massive hits and probably dex out some of those moving forward, which I didn't do. And I think even the shocks fall off, which is even more frustrating. Yeah, I didn't even think I got it off because I was trying to bait special. Yeah, so I ended up losing my shocks on top of it. This fight was just a mess. And then the SP2 kind of, the last one there kind of did me in, because I know now I'm going to have to block. Again, not using the untouchable effectively, which is just horrible. And I believe, like, this next SP2 she's going to throw, I just die. Oh, man. This season cannot be done quick enough. And it's only more so if the tactic is staying the same in the next one, just so I can get some more practice in the off-season, like, and actually pay attention in the off-season this time, and go through the motions and doing that, because right now it's been extremely frustrating. But at least, as you saw, we did end up pulling up the win. Thank goodness, because I always hate dying, but fortunately they haven't been costing us too bad. So we are 6-3 on the season. I'm now 45. I didn't count that last one because I didn't end up doing the cleanup. I had to go to work and I couldn't get it done in time. So, Clown, thank you for cleaning that up for me. You made it look easy. So that puts me to 45-13 on the season. But again, most importantly, 6-3. And thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.